Shall we go from the start, or?
Yeah, look, do you mind, Kim? That'd be great.
Okay. Shall we go from the start, or?
Yeah, look, do you mind, Kim? That'd be great.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, George. And if I can remember everything that I said before, but first of all, I've got to thank George, and I've got to be grateful. One of the biggest things that I've learned, through my time is to give thanks and to be grateful for what you have in pursuit of what you want. And I'm really grateful for George coming into my life. I met George when I was 19, and when you're 19, you want to take on the world. You want to become, I had some big dreams, and George came into my life at a time that he trained me and taught me how to set goals. He taught me about personal development and working harder on myself. And in the late 70s, just to give you a bit of an understanding, so that you all know my background and why I feel about what I feel about our products and our business. But, in the late 70s, I was responsible for bringing people like, Jim Rohn, Dr. Dennis Waitley, some of the world-renowned philosophers in the world to come here to Australia. I was personally trained by Jim Rohn, and, that changed my life. And, I still look at this, one of my favorite books of Jim's, Leading an Inspired Life. The first chapter talks about discipline. And, the word discipline comes in, it's not a word that I really like. I've never really liked discipline. And it's one of the things that I'm going to talk to you about when George and I were talking the other day, and what he wanted to share with me. But, I've never, since I was 19, I've never really worked for a boss. I've always worked for myself. So I've always been my own boss. In the 80s, I got involved in property development and became a businessman. And in the 90s, in the early 90s, of course, we had that recession, the one that we had to have, where interest rates went to 23-24% compound. And my background at that time, I was a businessman. I had owned 25% of a stockbroking house. I owned liquor stores. I had rural interests. Cut a long story short, with that recession, I lost everything. I lost $13 million of my money. I lost my self-esteem. I lost my family. My marriage broke up. And, everything that I've been, I suppose I watched all my dreams and hopes go up in smoke. And if it wasn't for George, again, that came into my life and said, Kim, you got to get on these products. You got to get on this product, cellular nutrition, to change your life. And I was very skeptical, I didn't really want to know, but because he was my best friend, I got on the products. I lost 13 kilos in 60 days, 8 inches around my waist, went on to lose 27 kilos, and I've kept it off now for nearly 21 years. And so I'm really grateful for George coming into my life and changing my health. And at that time he said, why don't you look at this as a business? Why don't you look at our business that, you can regain all your wealth, everything that you had before. And in the beginning, I didn't believe him. But, I went to an event, and at that event I saw a little bit further. Initially I thought this business of ours was really for housewives, not for a businessman. But after I went to that first small little event, like what we call a Herbalife opportunity meeting, I could see a little bit further. And I came out of that, and I got started, and George and promoted another event a little bit later for me to go to, and this was an event on the Gold Coast where I had to fly from Perth to the Gold Coast, and I really didn't want to go, but he promoted it in such a way to get me there. I got there and I saw a little bit further. And what I've found is that every event that I've seen, it's like climbing a mountain, and I can see a little bit further that I really want to go. And when I look at where I've come from in the last, I suppose, 21 years that I've been involved in Herbalife, it's been every event that's changed myself and my financial future. And people ask me sometimes, they say, look, how long have you been working Herbalife? And I tell them, well, I've been in Herbalife, I've been taking the products for nearly 21 years, but I haven't really only worked Herbalife in the first 8 months and 4 90-day recruiting periods. And if you add that up, that's at about 2.5 years. And, but it was at every event that I went to that saw my check improve, that saw my business improve. And it was an event that I went to that saw my income go from $5,000 to $15,000 a month. It was an event that I went to because I had enough people at that event that I saw my income go from $15,000 to $30,000 a month. And it was an event that I went to that saw my income go from $30,000 plus per month. And in the last 12 months, the company's paid me over $700,000. Not from the work that I did, last year, but from the work that I did in the first 8 months and 4 90-day recruiting periods. And it was an event that I just went to, a little while ago in Bangkok, and that's what George and I were talking about. And I said to him, I was very privileged at that event because I was the MC at the Future Presidents Team retreat, and I was able to bring on stage a couple of my heroes, Mr. and Mrs. Kim from Korea. I was able to bring them up on stage. They're people that are making $6 and $7 million a year in our business. And I was able to introduce my friend from Indonesia that I got involved, that I gave the gift of these products and the business to, that now makes more money than me. And last year made over $1.2 million. And, it was an extraordinary event. And, we talk about these events or seminars or 3 days, 2 or 3 days that we go to, that we bring together all the leadership, all the people that are doing well in our business to share what they're doing, to maybe inspire others to see a bigger picture. And I go to every one of them. And we finished that Future Presidents Team retreat with an active World Team University. And for the brand new people, these words that I'm saying may go straight over the top of your head. Don't worry about that. The person that introduced you to this call will maybe explain to you in a little bit more detail of what all those terms mean. But, I was sitting there and I was taking notes, and that was at the Active World Team University in Bangkok. And a gentleman from India came out, one of the speakers, and his name is David Solomon. He's what we call a senior executive president team member, 20K, which means he's got a couple of diamond lines. He's taught other people to make the same sort of money. He's making over $1 million a year. That's, I suppose, enough for anybody to take note and open up your mind and listen a little bit. And I started taking notes, and, straight away I was thinking to myself, I've trained on this. I've done these sort of things. I've been trained by Jim Rohn, and I mentioned, his book, Leading an Inspired Life, and the magic word being discipline. But I heard things in a different way. And I thought to myself, wow. And and that's what I shared with George the other day. So maybe if I can just share a little bit of my notes with you. We can't share with you what we learnt over the 3 or 4 days of that Active World Team University, because in these events, I can't tell you what you're going to learn from the next event that we've got coming. It's like trying to explain what a rose smells like. But maybe I can share with you some of the notes and what it did for me. But before I do that, let me just tell you a little bit more about me, and that is that, when you're making the sort of money that we're making, you'd sort of get a little bit, you get a little bit relaxed, I suppose is the term. You see, because I don't have any, I have a very extraordinary lifestyle. My wife and I, we travel the world. We live in a beautiful apartment, drive the cars of our dreams. When we fly first class and business class. We have no have-tos in our life. We only have choose-tos. And sometimes, we take our products and to keep, the weight off. But you start to enjoy some nice wine, and the little friends of red wine come along, the little cheeses, and you start to partake a little bit, of this, and you start to look down and go, well, I've just maybe gained a couple of kilos, but that's okay. I can get rid of that. And I've been saying this for a very long time, and but I haven't done anything about it. And what David Solomon did for me, let me just, share with you. One of the things he talked about was habits. So maybe take some notes. He said that everything you have or you are is because of a habit. If you're overweight, it's because of a habit. Habits will either make you or they'll kill you. And I wrote those notes down. And he said one thing that was very important, that habit is something that you do automatically without thought. I underlined that. He said, look at, maybe we should write a list of all the bad habits we have and choose the ones that we want to change and then work on changing them. Good habits will lead to rewards. And one of the things that he mentioned was that you've always got to focus on the reward of what you're getting. Focus on the reward, not on the things that you need to do every day, but focus on the rewards. You got to do the uncomfortable until it becomes comfortable. Everything we want in life is outside of our comfort zone. Exercise, for example, you need to have some form of resistance to be able to build on your muscles. So understand what your rewards are. You've got to start reading the right books. I've always been a major promoter of personal development and reading the right books. And, we talk in our industry about feeding the body with all the nutrition our body requires. But sometimes we forget about feeding the mind with the right words. The mind will be attracted. You will. It's like, if you want to make more money, hang around people that are making more money. If you've got a whole bunch of people together, if you took all your friends, put them around in a circle, and you've added all their income and you divided it equally, the average would be about what you're earning. So if you want to earn some more, get around and hang around with some people that are making more money. He said that, you've got to work harder on yourself than you do on your job. The 90-day plan that we talk about in our business and about growing our business needs to be a habit. It's not something that we should sit down and go, hey, listen, I've got to do a 90-day plan. No. It should be a habit. So don't focus on the activity, focus on the rewards. If you're not getting what you want, if you're not moving faster or to achieve your dreams and your goals, maybe it's because your goals are not big enough. So I started to look at that and I started to think about me. And I thought about the book, The Leading and Inspired Life by Jim Rohn about disciplines, and I thought to myself, I've got to start working harder on myself. I've got to change some of the habits that I'm doing. And I started straight away by, we teach in our business that, you need to be drinking more water if you want weight loss to really start, in your body. We really should be, most of us should be drinking at least a litre for every 25 kilos we're carrying. And I thought to myself in the beginning, I thought, my God, how can I do that? That's going to be what? About 3.5 litres of water? I can't drink that. I don't drink 3.5 litres of water. No wonder I've been having a struggle on trying to, cut up and lose that little bit of that tummy that I'm holding around. So I started on day one. A habit, you can change a habit in 21 days. So I started 3.5 litres. Let me tell you, drinking 3.5 litres of water a day, when you're not used to it, you start to swear at it. You're going to the toilet so many times during the day, you're going, what am I doing? What's going on? But let me tell you what happens. After 2 weeks, 3 weeks, all of a sudden, guess what? It's been 28 days, and it now is a habit. Yesterday, on the weekend when we had our SDS, what we call a success training seminar, my body was craving of water. So all of a sudden, that's become a habit. I've started to look at my portion sizes. I've reduced my portion sizes. That's now become a habit. And one of the incredible things, the rewards that I've been focusing on have started to happen. I have been working, the 80-20 rule in our healthy, active lifestyle. 80% of what we're eating and 20% exercise. So I have been doing a little bit of exercise each and every day, and I can't believe what's happened. I've lost, over 3 kilos of body fat. I've gained some body muscle. I'm starting to reduce my inches, and everybody, at the Spectacular in January, when you see me, those of you that have seen me before, watch out, because I'm working harder on myself. My thinking is this: if there was ever a time to really pour it on, it's right now. This month of November and December, right through Christmas, this is our celebration period through Christmas, where everybody starts eating, drinking a little bit more. This is the time that we've got to work harder on ourselves and become, a better brand model, a better you. And so for me, my whole focus is that I'm going to start to work harder on myself, not in just these areas, in a couple of other areas as well, but work harder on myself so that I can attract the people that I want in my business, so that I can take the next step of where I want to go with my goals and my dreams. And one of the things that we did after we heard David Solomon in Bangkok, I straight away asked counsel. I went looking for counsel to see whether other people thought exactly the same. And I remember I went up to Mark Revere and to Phil Hayden, and I said, listen, guys, what do you reckon? What do you reckon if we get him to come to our Spectacular? Do you reckon that he would fit in? And they both said, yes, we got to have him. And, David Solomon's background comes from martial arts. He's involved in fitness. For somebody really understanding the basics of our business, we've now got him coming to our Spectacular, our Australasia Spectacular in January this year. So where I'm finishing here with this is this. We've got an event coming up in January. It's the kickoff for our business for 2014. I don't know where you are right now. Maybe you are where I was, where I lost all my dreams and lost everything that I had and was looking for a way to change my financial future, to change my health. I promise you that if you get to that Spectacular and come and have a look, you don't have to qualify. You only have to get registered as a distributor, but you need to buy a ticket. Now, a ticket for the Spectacular is $165 in Australia. In New Zealand, it's $188. But it covers the weekend training. You're going to be trained by people that are making $5,000 to $10,000 a month, from people that are making $15,000 to $30,000 and much, much more, and people that are making $1 million a year. Lots and lots of new young people are coming through our business and through the healthy, active lifestyle side of our business, and they're going to be doing some training. You're going to have an incredible party, a welcoming party. I promise you that the $165 or the $188, you're going to get more value just from that party. Sometimes going and getting a ticket to watch Beyonce for a couple of hours is more money than buying a ticket to come along to one of our events. I promise you, it's going to change your life. There's also going to be, for those of us that are qualifying for different things, if you're still finishing qualifying your Rising Star, your Active World Team, if there ever is a time to complete it and make sure that you're one of the new Rising Stars, Active World Team members in this year of 2013, you're going to have a special breakfast. So, you're going to have a special breakfast on the Friday morning. You're going to have a breakfast with all the President's Team members. And for all the new people, President's Team members, somebody that makes $30,000 per month plus, you're going to be taken down to, I can't really tell you everything, but look, it's going to be like part of history. There are people that have never been to where we're going to have breakfast. For those of you that are qualifying for the VIP dinner and the VIP seating, do whatever it takes. Just really pour it on. Make sure you do that. That dinner is going to be extraordinary. Be able to sit down. It's going to be a themed by the Great Gatsby, so you can get dressed up, in a tuxedo, and the girls can be wearing those beautiful dresses. And it's just going to be an extraordinary time. One of the things about this business that I love is that you get to live like a movie star at some of these parties and some of these events, and much, much more. So I don't know for the people that are on this call whether we are for you, you're for us. You don't actually have to do anything. Seriously, you don't have to do anything that I say. But you can see how what if you went? What if you got on, use the products a little bit better, become a better example, stop chasing the goose that laid the golden eggs and became attractive, so the goose wanted to come and stay? What if you came along and decided to give that gift of our products and our business opportunity to some of the people that you love and some of the people that you don't even know that you're going to be meeting in the future? What if? Maybe that what if in 3 years' time you could be sitting back and thinking, well, wow, I'm glad I went. I'm glad I went to that spectacular. I'm glad I took some people with me. I'm glad I took a team, because look where I am now. Maybe you may be in that same position that, my beautiful wife Mariani and I are, where we don't have any have-tos, and we can have choose-tos. I know that I'm meeting George in the next couple of days. I mean, it was Mariani and my wedding anniversary last week, and we're flying business class to Sydney and spending a couple of days at the Shangri-La Hotel. I'm taking my beautiful wife to a Michelin star restaurant. We've got a Centurion table booked, just to have some lifestyle, and then take a limo drive up to the Blue Mountains to spend a couple of days with some of the future millionaire team members all around Australia and New Zealand that are coming together to spend a weekend and see how we can do better. And that's always amazed me, when we talk about where we are, and we're still going to find out and to be a little bit better. And I suppose that's really the thing I'm going to leave everybody with. Jim Rohn always said to me, Kim, always remain a student. Always remain a student and be open, because there's still lots more to learn. So next step, everybody, is, get yourself one of those spectacular tickets, and then start bringing some people with you. Get back to the person who invited you on this call and, express what you want to do. So I think that's about it for me, George. I'm going to hand it back to you, or just close up the call.
Kim, thank you very much, my friend. As usual, your counsel is wise, and I take it on board. As you're talking there, Kim, I just keep thinking that if everybody gets to this spectacular, then you're going to be able to turn decades into days. You're going to be able to do more in the next 12 months than what you would have done in the next 4, 5, 6 years. This event is going to be historic. There has never been anything like it. There will never be another event like it. I can tell you what's happening. It's like that tsunami is about to hit. And when it hits, frankly, all we've got to do is be on the surfboard and paddle. And Kim, I'm not going to say any more. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being on the call. This call has been recorded. It will be in the system within a few hours. Once again, Kim, thank you. Can't wait to see you in the Blue Mountains. Can't wait to see all of you in Adelaide. All the best, everybody. Bye-bye.
The moderator has left the conference.